Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. And today we are going to see a game between Fabiano Caruana and Gukesh. They are playing in the closed tournament Clutch Chess Champions Showdown, which is happening in US. Apart from Caruana, there is Gukesh, then there is Magnus is also playing, Hikaru is also playing, and this game we'll see one of the rapid game between Caruana and Gukesh, and we'll see that how Gukesh has played this game in the style of Mikhail Tal. So let's jump into the video. So Caruana started the game with c4, Gukesh played e5, g3 by white, knight f6, bishop g2, h6. So h6 played by black with the idea of whenever the white will play bishop to g5, it will stop the pin. So white played knight c3, bishop b4. Also, it's kind of a waiting move to basically anticipate the plan of bishop to b4. e4, d6. Kind of this setup is little bit double edged because you are giving up the d4 square, but you are getting a very firm control over this d5 square, a very strong grip. So yes, to get something you have to give up. So knight g2, knight to c6, h3 stopping bishop g4 idea, a6 by black. Then white has played a3, bishop c5. Gukesh is trying to keep the fantastic bishop on this long diagonal a7 to f2, where he will keep an eye on the f2 square. So white played b4, bishop a7, d3, knight to d4. Again here short castle was possible, but yeah, Gukesh was trying to consolidate the situation a little bit. So knight d4, bishop goes to e3, c6, stopping any kind of knight d5 jump, or even preparing d5 later on. Who knows? Castle, castle, king h2, b5. Mukesh immediately asked question to black that asked question to Caruana that what are you going to do with this pawn, stable pawn structure? Will you exchange and will you give up me the open a file, or how are you going to react? So f4 played by white, and from here the game suddenly started changing its character. Here Gukesh played bishop to g4. Okay, very surprising move that he said, okay, I'm giving up my bishop, and now again you directly cannot take because of after knight g4 it's not possible. You are going to lose the bishop as well as the exchange. So here white played bishop into d4, e into d4, knight to b1. Again, if you take here, again I'll capture maybe and then I'll take here. So knight b1 with the idea of knight d2. So b into c4, d into c4, and rook to e8. Here he's saying, okay, I'm putting more pressure on your position. For that, I'm giving up my piece, but show me that even if you get an extra piece, how are you going to continue? So Caruana said, okay, that's a free piece. I should take it. He took it. Knight into g4 check, king h1, queen f6. Now the queen is having an excellent choice, g6 to h5. And here white is having an excellent defense. That knight will go to d2, knight can go to g1, and even the knight can block this h3 or g4. That's the defense. My king will be safe there. There is no white square bishop, so I can create a strong blockade or defending on the light square. So at this moment, Caruana played queen to d3, which is not a good move. Queen g6, again coming from h5 to h2. Bishop h3 played by white. Rook into e4. Bishop into g4. Queen into g4. And now at this moment, queen into e4. Queen h3 check. King g1 is kind of pretty much forcing line. d3. Now the bishop gets up. Okay, it got the open diagonal. d3 comes with the discovery. That check. Here, extremely important is that if you look at the material, white is playing with an extra knight and a rook, right? And at this moment, black is playing with a rook and knight down. But this king seems to be a little bit weak. So if you want to continue this game, so computer is suggesting that you should play knight d4, and which is not a very difficult move to find, specifically at the level of Caruana. Knight d4, keep the pieces on the board and give black a draw, right? Simply a perpetual check. It will be a draw. And if you think that I'll go to queen g2, then it's not going to work because after check, this, and I will win the piece, and black is going to win this game because of this d pawn. So definitely it's not the correct way. So correct idea is to knight d4 and accept the draw. But Caruana thought, okay, I'm a rook up, I'm knight up. Why should I go for a draw? Let's make this thing thrilling. And here the thing started falling apart. He played c5, which is definitely not the correct way to continue. D into e2, queen into e2, d5. So Gukesh got one piece back, but still he's a rook down. Now his threat is again. I will open up this position. I will capture here. Queen g2, c b4 check, rook f2, and here very important key idea is that black should go queen f5, queen e6, and try to put pressure here. Whereas my b pawn can also roll on, and I can also bring this rook into the game. But Gukesh played queen to e6 because from here you cannot come to a2, right? Rook is already covering. King h2, bishop into f2, queen into f2. Now at this moment, let's look at this position. White is a piece up, knight up, but he is having 3 less pawns. Even if you trade off this, still black is having 5 pawns versus 2 pawns of white. So materially it is equal, but the thing which changed is that pieces are not coordinated well. This king seems to be little bit pretty weak. Here computer might say that okay, black is better here, black is having very good advantage, but at the practical level, specifically whenever you are playing with the time, 8 seconds on Gukesh clock, 26 seconds in Caruana's clock, then engine evaluation doesn't matter, right? What you are seeing practically practical over the board, it matters a lot. So b3 played by Gukesh, knight c3, rook d8, thinking that okay, I'll activate my rook, rook e1, queen c4, rook c1, a bad move, rook d3, queen e2, pawn c5. Again, here simply b2 wins the game on spot. Queen into b2 and queen d4. The idea is now I'm going to take here or I'm going to play rook d2. If you want to save your queen, then give up the knight. So what will happen if you play this? Then queen f2 check will come and simply there is a mate. If you go here, then also I think rook g3 is just game over. There is no way you can save. So c5 played by black, queen e8 check, king h7, queen e4 check, queen into e4, knight into e4, c4. These two connected passes are extremely strong. Rook into c4, b2, rook b4, and now at this moment it seems that we are going to win the pawn back, but Gukesh found another killer move, rook d4. Excellent resources that immediately giving up the rook. If you take here, then I'll make a new queen, and this king is weak, and black is going to win with the queen. So white played rook into b2, rook into e4. Again, what is the correct move still? Knight c3. Only move to stay in the game. And I don't know that how he missed that move. At the level of Caruana, he was playing with time pressure, but still, this kind of moves, it you have to find it out. It stops the b1 plan, and after rook b4, a b4, now king g6, king g2. This game is balanced, perfectly balanced, because black is having excellent counterplay. This knight is locked, knight cannot move, this pawn cannot move, and the situation will be ended as a draw because later on the pawns will get exchanged and it will be ended as a draw. But Caruana played rook into b2, rook into e4, rook b7, f6, and now this position is a winning pawn in game for Gukesh. Let's see how Gukesh played the rest of the game. Rook b6, rook e4, rook b3, king g6, king g2, king f5, and after rook c5, rook d3, c5. Now there was a critical moment where black created another pass pawn from the queen side. He was trying to roll on his king side pawn majority. Rook d8. Idea is to go from the back side. g4 check. King moves. Check. Rook c3. King moves. Rook f3 check. King g2. Rook a3. Saying you can come and take this, but this pawn is going to be loose. Rook d4 check. King e4. King is coming forward, not going backward. Rook into e4. Rook a2 check. King here. King g f3. Rook into h5. King into g3. And this pawn is going to win. This is just kind of a Lucena position will come and will win. We'll see. Rook f5. Rook f1 check. Rook f1 takes. King h2. And this pawn in game is completely losing for white. And Gukesh will win the pawn first, and at this moment Karuna resigned because even after this I'll make a new queen, and this pawn is way behind from the queening square, and like that Kukesh won the game. So I hope you like this analysis, you like this video. If you like it, kindly let me know. If you are new in my channel, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.